This is Chris Lee of Southeastern 14 here to recap SEC baseball action from Saturday's regional games. This is maybe the biggest day of the regional where teams either get in the winner's bracket or the loser's bracket, and there's a big difference from there depending on the outcomes. Not the best day for the SEC. Frankly, I was a little disappointed. We'll get to that, but let's start with the teams that won, and I think this was the game that maybe might have been the most anticipated game in the NCAA tournament. That was Tennessee and Clemson, and boy, did that one deliver everything that everybody had hoped, and then some. Tennessee winds up winning the game 6-5 in the 14th inning, thanks to a double from Hunter Ensley. But my goodness, this game was on the ropes for both teams many times. Clemson had taken a 4-1 lead in what was it? That would have been the fifth inning. It chases Chase Dolander early in that one. Tennessee goes to Chase Burns, which I thought was a mistake at the time. He gives up a double, I think, on the first pitch that he threw. That ended up providing the fourth run in that big inning, but Burns really settled in from there. Goes 6 1/3, throws 99 pitches, gives up one run. It was earned. 4 walks, 8 strikeouts. Seth Halverson goes 3 1/3 innings to finish up that one. I've said from the beginning, Tennessee has got so many arms and arms that it can stretch out, and my goodness, you can just never count the balls out. I know Tennessee's Achilles heel has been playing on the road, but man, the Palmetto State seems to be the cure for that, as Tennessee has now won, 3 road games the last couple of weekends, if you include the 2 at South Carolina in that series win to end the regular season for the Vols. Huge home run by Jared Dickey. 2 out, 2 strikes against him. He hits a 3-run bomb in the top of the ninth to get Tennessee to extra innings. Tennessee could have won the game, but Clemson got a run in the bottom of the ninth, and this one just back and forth all night. Seems like teams had scoring opportunities nonstop. A lot of big pitches in this one. Tennessee, you got to like the position the Vols are in from here, because Tennessee only threw 3 arms in this one. Andrew Lindsey went 7 innings on Friday, which really saved the bullpen. Clemson, in the meantime, threw 10 guys in this game. So that was one of those you kind of go all in to win, and if you lose it, boy, you're in a world of hurt. So that's Clemson's position heading into Sunday. Clemson's 17-game winning streak, I believe it was snapped. For Tennessee, Christian Moore also hits a home run, that one coming early in the game in the 4th inning. Speaking of the Palmetto State, everybody that was a big mistake, because I said Carolina just needed to get healthy, and it's kind of in that spot as we sit here on Sunday morning. Cole Messina, Braylon Wimmer, both back in the lineup. Wimmer's been there, I guess, for a week or two. Wimmer hits a home run, knocks in 2 in this one. That's the big blow for the Gamecocks, who beat NC State 6-3. I think the bigger story was the pitching. Jack Mahoney goes 6 innings, gives up 3 runs, all earned. Eli Jones and Chris Veach combined for 3 scoreless to end that one, beating a dangerous NC State team. South Carolina now awaits the winner of NC State and Campbell in an elimination game on Sunday morning. Of course, Carolina in the driver's seat, up 2-0 in that regional. Just needs to win that one on Sunday night. And if not, win one, of course, on Monday against either NC State or Campbell. All right, Alabama also joins Tennessee and South Carolina as one of 4 teams to be 2-0 in its regional. Alabama beats Troy 11-8, gets 4 runs to come from behind to knock off the Trojans in that one. Andrew Pinckney keeps on hitting. He gets 3 hits, knocks in 2 runs, has a home run. Caden Rose, who's not had a really good offensive season, gets 2 hits. That includes a home run. He scores 3 times and knocks in 2. For Alabama, the bullpen was good enough. Aiden Moza, who's become more of a factor down the stretch, he goes 3 innings, gives up 2 runs, both those earned, but Hunter Hoops and Alton Davis is second, both at a scoreless inning. The Crimson Tide will await the winner of the elimination game between Troy and Boston College on Sunday. Texas A&M also goes into the driver's seat in the Stanford Regional. The Aggies have carried that really hot NCAA, or really rather SEC tournament run over into the into the NCAA tournament, Evan Aschenbeck, one of 4 bullpen guys who threw pretty well for the Aggies. He goes 2 2/3, gives up 1 run. That was unearned. Brandon Garcia goes 2 2/3 innings. He doesn't give up a run, period. For the Aggies, Hunter Haas, the offensive star, he hits a couple of big doubles, knocks in 5 runs in that one. Stanford and Cal State Fullerton will play an elimination game on Sunday. The winner gets Texas A&M late on Sunday night out there on the West Coast. All right, now we get to the bad news. Let's start in Gainesville, where Florida was the favorite, certainly in the Gainesville Regional, and Ryan Slater kind of blows that one late for Florida. He gives up 2 runs in his lone inning of work. Brandon Sproat pitched pretty well, 6 innings, 3 runs, all those earned. Jack Caglione hits a home run, but Florida really just didn't get the power bats going the way that it has recently in a 5-4 loss to Texas Tech. The Gators will now await the winner of, Gators will now play Connecticut in a loser's bracket game on Sunday morning, needing to win that one to stay alive and earn a rematch with Texas Tech. Another team from the SEC that was in the driver's seat heading into Sunday, or heading into Saturday, where it didn't work out well, that's Vanderbilt. Hunter Owen pitches this one for the Commodores in a starting role. He goes 4 innings, gives up 4 runs, all those earned. Just did not look like himself in this one, and Ryan Ginther really kind of the guy that this is where it fell apart for Vandy. He's been so good out of the bullpen for them, but he pitches 1 inning, gives up 4 runs, all those earned. Oregon gets 8 runs between those 2 guys. Now, Grayson Moore was terrific for Vandy from there on out, but it was too little too late. Vandy does get 2 in the 9th on a Chris Maldonado home run. Also got a home run earlier from R.J. Schreck. But Commodores fall just short in that one. Oregon wins at 8-7. Vandy plays Xavier in a win-or-die game on Sunday afternoon. Kentucky also in great spot. Love the way the Cats had played on Friday. The pitching for them has been so good, and it was so good right up until the 7th inning when Nick Mingione might want to question this one. Zach Lee goes 106 pitches and had thrown so well, but he gives up a 3-run home run to Peter Ceruto for Indiana as the Hoosiers advance in the winner's bracket. They beat Kentucky 5-3. I think the story here for the Cats, the lack of home run power was the thing that we have kind of pointed to as an Achilles heel for Kentucky. Well, there's 2 home runs in that game. Both came from Indiana. The Cats get 6 hits, walk 3 times, but that's just not enough base runners for Kentucky to do what it does, which is string together a lot of doubles and walks and manufacture big innings. Indiana didn't let that happen. So now Kentucky will face Kentucky will face West Virginia in a loser's bracket game on Sunday. Winner earns the right to take on Indiana on Sunday night. All right, there's one team in the SEC that's now had its season ended. That is Auburn, which goes 0-2 in its own regional. And Auburn, I'm going to ask you, what happened to the Bats? They went missing in this series. Auburn gets 9 hits on Saturday against Southern Miss, but just can't string them together in any form or fashion. Tommy Vale, who's been so good for Auburn, was not so good in this one, although maybe more unlucky than bad. You look at the box score line, he gives up 4 hits and 2 walks in 4 1/3 innings. That turns into 5 runs. Didn't hit a batter. So basically everybody he puts on base except for one ends up scoring. The bullpen of Connor Copeland and Chase Isbell were pretty good from that point on, but it wasn't enough. Auburn did not get an extra base hit against Southern Miss on Saturday. So the Tigers season over after hosting. Auburn ends 34-23-1. Another fine season for Coach Butch Thompson and Auburn. So congratulations to them on a nice year. Sad to see it end the way that it did in Auburn on Sunday. Okay, one of the other big winners on Saturday, Mother Nature. It rained out the LSU game with Oregon State and rained out Arkansas's game with TCU. So both those teams will play those games, which were scheduled for Saturday on Sunday. So that puts everything a little bit behind in Fayetteville and Baton Rouge. We'll be back to have that covered on Monday morning. I'm Chris Lee of Southeastern 14. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.